Hi, I'm Mike with SonaSoft, and I'd like to point out not all email archiving solutions are created equal. Today in this video, we're going to be going over some of the most important features in email archiving today. Not only that, we're going to go over SonaSoft's SonaVault email archiving solution. We're going to be talking about the features and benefits, the key differentiators, problems that we solve, and most importantly, we're going to be going over some of the pitfalls and things to watch out for when you're considering an email archiving solution. So to get started today, I'd like to really quickly go over compliance requirements. Most solutions today meet the basic compliance requirements. The basic requirements are having the ability to capture all emails, store emails for a specified period of time, do some auditing, and the ability to discover and deliver emails quickly in the event that there was a problem, like having a legal issue or something internally. In email archiving today, it's other very important features that make a real difference with your email archiving solution that can save you a lot of time, money, and hassle in the future. And those are the things that we're going to be going over next. In this section of the video, we're going to be going over forms of implementation, storage, and the database. So with our solution, there are a few main components: the SonaVault application, the server, the storage, the database, and a web interface. So with the server, you can choose any type of virtual or physical server of your choice. Or this can be configured in an appliance that can be immediately available as an archive solution plugged into your existing environment and ready to go. The appliance is configured with between 1 and 9 terabytes of available space currently. But it also has the ability to have unlimited storage capacity in the future, and you also have the ability to leverage other storage devices if need be. So you can always leverage a NAS or a SAN or some other device. So really, all in all, this has totally unlimited storage capacity, so you won't run into one of the potential pitfalls, which is running out of storage, and if you're stuck in an appliance that will make you upgrade to the next larger one, it can be very, very costly. Virtually all of the mid-market and enterprise solutions use Microsoft SQL Server, and Microsoft SQL Server 2008 is the most popular one. One of the things to watch out for is solutions that may have a proprietary database or a homegrown database. And some of the reasons for that are, people always ask me the question of, hey, how am I going to back this up? Or how am I going to replicate it? Or what do I do with my archive database? And you want to make sure that down the road that you're not stuck in a proprietary database or a homegrown database. Inevitably, you're going to run into a problem down the road or in the future. So I recommend staying away from proprietary databases if you can. You also want to have the ability to export all email data and import it into another solution down the road, and import it into another SQL Server database if necessary. In part 2, we're going to talk about database search optimization and why it is very, very important. We're also going to talk about eDiscovery and BOOLEAN searching. So let's start off with database search optimization and why I point this out as a very important feature. Because inevitably what happens is I have customers calling me up saying, hey, I purchased a solution that has a single database and it used to be very fast, but now that we've imported or now that we've archived for several years, it's grown and the searches have become very, very slow. And when it used to take a minute or two, now it's taking between 5 and 30 minutes to perform a single search. Well, SonaVault and SonaVault's database search optimization, what we've done is we've given the customer the ability to split the database up. And what I mean by the database is the Microsoft SQL Server 2008. You can split it up into multiple databases, and it will search all the databases simultaneously, not synchronously. So you can decide if you want to create a new database every 10 gig or every 50 gig or once a month or once a quarter, and you could split the databases up and it will always keep your searches very, very fast. Now this is a very key differentiator because very few solutions offer the ability to do that. There's other benefits to being able to split up the databases, because in the future you'll have the ability to move some of those databases off to other storage devices, and you'll be able to connect to those or bring them back later on if you need to. So you'll virtually never run into a storage problem. Also, you're not stuck like within some appliances where after you max out the storage or the database, then you have to go ahead and purchase the next larger size box, which can be very, very costly, as I pointed out already. Now on to eDiscovery. eDiscovery should be very comprehensive and should include certain things. Like, first of all, there should be no limits on the search results that you receive. The reason for that is some solutions out there will max out at 5,000 or 10,000 records, and that's a problem because it can cause you to have to do multiple searches to get the result. Also, the ability to automatically search through all standard attachments is very important, including PDF and PDF-like or similar files. Also, you should be able to lock and search for locked emails. So when you lock or put a legal hold on an email and it holds it indefinitely, then you should be able to go in there and search for those locked emails and be able to unlock them very, very easily and efficiently. You should be able to search through odd characters, and you should also be able to search for sender and recipient simultaneously. And the reason for that is if someone happens to leave your organization, or you need to just cut a quick PST file of all of one person's emails, it's great because in the SonaVault, you search for sender and recipient. There's no limit on the amount of records you can produce, and you can just cut a quick PST file. It's very fast, very simple, and very efficient. BOOLEAN searching. BOOLEAN searching is very important. And the things it should be able to do is it should temporarily store the data being searched and make it editable after the search has been run. And I'm pointing this out because there are solutions out there that once you've run a BOOLEAN search and you've put in all the data, the people you're searching for, the keywords, the subject, body, or whatever it might be, after you've made all that effort, what happens is you'll run the search and it'll wipe out all that data. It should temporarily store that data and hold it, have you run the search, and then allow it to be editable and rerun after you've run it. So potential pitfalls or things to watch out for is to make sure and use a solution that breaks up the databases so your searches remain fast for the whole time that you have that archiving solution, whether it be 3 or 10 years. Also, purchase a solution that does not have search results limits, so you don't have to keep rerunning the searches over and over again. And make sure you have the ability to temporarily store and edit your BOOLEAN searches. In this section, we're going to talk about stubbing. We're also going to talk about how your end user can easily access their own emails. I'd like to start off by talking about what is a stub or what a stub is. A stub is the header information on an email. It's the information of who it came from, the subject, the date, the time, what you see when you open up your email box. And that stub has a hyperlink to the full message that's already been archived, because when you're archiving, it archives your messages instantly. So it hyperlinks the stub to the message in the archive. Now, stubbing is the ability to delete parts of emails from your user's mailbox automatically, all the while that email still appears to be in their mailbox or whatever folder that they put it in, and they still have access to that email. Now, stubbing is typically done for older emails. So the newer emails, when they come in, they get archived, so a copy of it is on your Exchange server and a copy of it is on the archive server. As they get older, you don't want to keep all that weight still on your Exchange server, and you don't want the user's mailbox to fill up and get maxed out. So the way to manage that and maintain that is to use stubbing. So all mid-market and enterprise solutions use full-featured stubbing, and that's what SonaVault is using today. So some potential pitfalls or things to watch out for are, first of all, with stubbing, some solutions claim to have near stubbing or almost stubbing or an alternative to stubbing. Now, just to let you know, you could check it out for yourself. All mid-market and enterprise solutions use full-featured stubbing, which gives you full access to the email. You can click on the stub, forward it, reply to it. It's fully usable to your end user. Also, another thing to watch out for is for plugins. Some plugins can have problems that conflict with applications that work with Outlook. They can be difficult to implement and manage, and especially update if you're going to do some software upgrades. So every time a major release comes out, sometimes you also have to update that plugin. In this section, we're going to talk about PST file importing, importing existing email, and the importance of the database. So SonaVault comes with what we call a PST file import utility. And really, it's an email import utility that will not only allow you to import all existing PST files, but it will also allow you to import all existing email or your user's email boxes into the Microsoft SQL Server database, which then makes all that email searchable, and it fully indexes it and allows you to then afterwards create stubs if you want to use the stubbing technology. So you're not going to have all that weight on the Exchange server, in the user's mailbox, or in the database, and it will be managed and maintained on a daily basis just by simply creating some specific settings. Now, the importance of the database, in which is the Microsoft SQL Server, which I mentioned earlier, is that that can be backed up, it can be copied, it can be replicated. Using Microsoft SQL Server, I can't tell you the importance of that. It just, through time, or maybe I'm preaching to the choir, there may be people out there that have run into some of these pitfalls or issues that I pointed out. Using Microsoft SQL Server is very important, and again, all mid-market and enterprise solutions use it. So some of the potential pitfalls or things to watch out for are the proprietary database. I mean, definitely look for a solution that has a Microsoft SQL Server. You don't want to get stuck with a database that can be costly later on down the road to export data from, or it can get lethargic and you have all your email stuck into one large database, and now all of a sudden your searches are taking a really long time to produce the results. And the other thing I'd like to point out is that with our SonaVault solution, every year we're going to be producing upgrades and new features and functionality, and we're going to continue to earn your business year in and year out. Thank you for taking the time to watch the video today and taking the time to learn more about email archiving, SonaVault, and things to watch out for when looking for an email archiving solution. We talked about compliance, forms of implementation, database search optimization, eDiscovery, BOOLEAN searching. We talked about important features like stubbing and the ability to import existing email and any PST files that you might have lingering around out there. So if you'd like to learn more, see a demo, please feel free to give us a call, send us an email, or fill out the form on our website. Thank you very much for your time today.